Okay, already in the Genki lesson 5. Hey, we are doing really good. So let's dive into the first topic, Japanese adjective. And this video at 53 seconds.
Fine, I don't know, but it's a lot less today. So let's go ahead and jump right into Japanese adjectives. In Japanese, there's two types of adjectives, namely adjectives, e, and na adjectives. Now, adjectives are called adjectives because they don't generally. They always end in the e character. Not adjectives, we're going to go over why they're not adjectives throughout this lesson. I'm not just going to tell you right now because it'll get a little confusing. But they don't always end in na. That's not the case. And sometimes they end in e. And those ones you just have to memorize. But we'll get there. Don't worry. So here's the present tense of each type of adjective. We have the adjective here, tanoshii, which means fun. Right? Tanoshii. Now to make the present tense, you can just have it alone. Tanoshii. To make it a little bit more polite, you can add this. Tanoshii this. You don't need it though. You don't have to have this. But if you have it, it's a little bit more polite. And that's the present tense. That's it. It's just the dictionary form. And you can add this if you want to make it a little bit more polite. Let's turn those fans down a bit. For the negative, we take that e character and we replace it with kunai. Tanosh kunai. And that's the negative, right? Cut the e, add kunai. And that's the negative of an e adjective. Tanosh kunai. Not fun. For na adjectives, and this is the reason I'm not going to be covering why they're not adjectives just yet, all you have to do is use them alone or add this, just like e adjectives. There's nothing different. To make the negative of na adjectives, we add the negative of this, janai. You might remember that from a couple lessons ago. If you don't, go ahead and check. I think it's lesson 2 on how to make the negative this. That is genki janai, and that's the negative of na adjectives. Third.
Good. Japanese adjective. How many kinds of adjectives Japanese have?
Adjective? Okay, 2.
That's right.
2 types.
Tell me what their names.
Okay, e adjective and na adjective.
Okay, why e adjective is named e adjective?
Okay, always end with e.
E adjective always end with e. How about na adjective?
Na adjective is they don't always end with na. But and sometimes it end with e. But so just remember maybe for a foreigner student, for foreign student.
But when you start to explain about this grammar, you have to why Japanese has 2 first of all, right? And how can you explain?
I don't know. I have never explained that.
We have 2 kinds. Okay, let's go.
Yeah, but so okay. Japanese Japanese grammar has 2 types. So two Japanese people, for Japanese people, for foreigner student, So adjective has ko, shi, ko, doshi. So that's why. So do you explain
No, of course not. That's really unnecessary knowledge.
Yeah.
Of course, what Yukiko just talked about was, when you go to the Japanese class in the middle school, then we were taught, okay, Japanese language has these 2 type of adjectives. One is keiyoshi, and the other is keiyodoshi. And when it comes to Japanese teaching as a second language, Japanese textbook usually uses this new name, which is e adjectives and na adjectives. And Japanese people found this is 形容詞 and 形容動詞, huh? But
Yes,
actually,
yes.
形容動詞 is much larger than な形容詞. Why? Because as Yukiko earlier mentioned, たくさんの牛乳を飲みました。たくさんの is actually 形容動詞。大きなビルが立ちます。形容動詞。So it doesn't end with な。Yes, doesn't end with な。たくさんの牛乳 doesn't end with な。Yeah, so yeah, when I start to this topic, of course, yeah, I have to say this. Like, okay, adjective is like describing the state, some state, 牛乳。
Conjugation?
状態を説明する言葉。The adjective is like to describe the state, something's state. For example, okay, let's say they describe the day. 暑い日, hot day. Cold day, 寒い日. Cool day, 涼しい日. Or 暖かい日. Then when I connect to the noun 日, the words I just used, the four words always end with E. And we categorize these words as E adjective. Why? Because we found other words doesn't connect to noun with E. Which is, for example, let's describe a person. あずみさんは元気な人です。あずみさんは静かな人です。あずみさんは面白い人です。Okay, so some words actually connect with na. That's why, okay, so if connection is different, then we categorize them different group. So we made two groups, E adjective and an adjective. But as I make examples with noun, this is only the matter of to modify noun. So if it's not talking about modifying noun, then
Modify. What? I forgot. Modify. What's mean? Modify. なんだったっけ?
Modify. Ask me again.
Modify. What's mean modify?
修飾する。
Okay. Modify. Okay.
Modify. 修飾するですね。修飾する。はい。Yes, when it comes to modifying a noun, then it matters, but it's not. If it's talking about not modifying noun, then it's really not matter. So then if you don't start with talking about modifying noun, then you cannot explain why E and an adjective exist. You know what I mean? Because Andy-san started to explain this. 楽しいです。元気です。This is not modifying noun. You are just talking about subject is this in this state. Right? So this is X or Y sentence. And the adjective is used for this Y factor. はい。今日は楽しいです。昨日は楽しくなかったです。あずみさんは元気です。ゆきこさんは元気じゃないです。So if it's like using a predicate, then you don't hear na adjective. But anyway, so I think it is really important to talk about these two difference, like, used in the predicate or modifying noun. Okay. Predicate 何ですか?
Predicate. Maybe 現在みたいな感じ? Predicate.
Okay, the pronunciation is actually predicate.
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 Or predicate.
Predicate.
バーブの時だ。OK。じゃあ、普通の noun の時は predicate. In some system of grammar, the predicate of a cause is the part it that is not the subject. プレディカット、プレディケットっていうのはサブジェクトじゃないパートですね。つまり、日本語で言うと述部です。述部。
ああ、OK。ああ、そうか。ああ、OK。
主部と述部覚えてますね。
Yeah,
主
I have
部。
already done this vocabulary, but I forgot. So yeah, I came across many times in this textbook, Genki textbook.
あ、本当？述部。
Yeah, yeah.
でもこれなんかちょっと違う気がする。この感じ合ってる？述部？
Oh no, 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 no,
違う
no.
よね。この感じじゃ
違う。
ない。あ、これだ。述部に使う。そう、述部に使う equal x y y this sentence y this one when it is y はい
XY です。
y if it is y element of the sentence then you don't hear any not particle but if you modify noun you're gonna see. So I think it's kind of important things to compare these two ideas first. Otherwise just confused. はい。じゃあ行きましょう。じゃあ就職する。はい。さっきやりましたね。はい。楽しい人です。それから元気な人です。
元気な人です。
Okay. Then you can tell, okay. So if adjective modify, when adjective modify noun and using the connecting with e, that before noun it is e, kind of, then it is e adjective. On the other hand,
Yeah, but maybe for the student, for the foreigner student, so they don't know the Japanese, so that's why they can't understand, they can't recognize which one
of course.
is.
Okay. Then let's say what does it mean used in predicate?
OK、今日は楽しいです。
はい。今日は楽しいです。はい。今日は元気です。
今日は元気です。
So you can use adjective to explain the subject, X element. 今日 regarding 今日 is 楽しい regarding 今日 is 元気 then you do not need to know. That's the very important point to be aware. Yes.
元気
Okay,
です。
so that's it for today.